Hi friends, welcome to SGK English for a new video. Let us continue Unity in Diversity Part 2. I hope you have gone through or watched Part 1. If not, I request you to watch it after watching this video. You also request you to subscribe if you have not, and give me a like and support me please, and enable the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. In part 1 we saw India is a land of numerous, numberless ethnic groups, languages, religions, etc. and etc. In spite of all these varieties, there is some underlying unity. Unity in diversity. Okay, that is what we saw in part 1. Let us continue with part 2, next paragraph. India has a rich cultural heritage. Is what we got from our predecessors, ancestors. That's our heritage. Okay, now what we get by birth, by our generation from previous generation, that's our heritage. So as I told you in the first video, Arsha Bharata Samskara, ancient Indian culture. That is what we got from our predecessors. So India has a rich cultural heritage. We have inherited several great treasures. Yes, great treasures we have inherited in the fields of music. So we have great cultural inheritance in the field of music, fine arts, dance and drama, and theatre and sculpture. Yes, making statues as a sculpture. Okay, art and architecture. So we have great, treasure, great heritage that we got from our former generation, our predecessors. Our sages and seers, sages. See, in a way, sannyasi, that is one who can see in the future, that is seers. What we can see in the future. Our heritage is that of sannyasis, those who did tapas or prayers in the forest. Praying to God and getting wisdom directly from God. And their wisdom is our heritage. Okay, now? Yes, during the ancient times, even kings and rulers were afraid of these sages and maharshis and rishis and mamunis, because they have the power. Yes, they can punish even the kings and emperors. We see in Puranas. Okay, now? Yes, so our sages and seers have left behind a tradition of piety, means showing respect, bhakti, okay, and penance means self-punishment. So if you are doing some wrong, we punish ourselves and get ourselves purified from that sin, pavamu. Okay, now this penance, self-punishment. Then spiritual greatness, of course you know, spiritual greatness, conquest of passion. Yes, we must be able to conquer our emotions and passions. Okay, now? Yes, have the control over our sense organs. Be able to control. So keep under control our sense organs, emotions and passions. Our scriptures are the storehouse of spiritual wisdom. Our scriptures, scripture means holy books. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata. Okay, previously education means studying the scriptures. So they are Upanishads, for example, great store of wisdom. Okay, many Upanishads are there, Puranas, great wisdom is there if you study them. Okay, and each Purana brings a wonderful, moral for us. Okay, na? You see, for example, the entire Mahabharata, you see, is not about killing someone or conquering or defeating someone. You see, Yadu Dharma Sadhu Jaya. Okay, now the entire summary can be Yadu Dharma Sadhu Jaya. Or Karmanye Vahigarasya Ma Phaleshu Kadajana. See, when Arjuna coming to battlefield, seeing his own, relatives in front of him, told Krishna, his chariot, that I don't want kingship by killing my own people. Then Krishna advised him, Gita Upadeshan, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Karmani Vadigarasya Ma Phaleshu Kadajana. See, it means that do your duty. Don't worry about the results. Result is God given. Reward is God given. It is none of your business. You have to do your duty. God will reward you. According to your action, good or bad. Your duty is to perform. Do your duty. You see, with the best of your ability. That is applicable to each and every one of us. Even students, study well. The reward is God given. Okay, now. So the Puranas are, scriptures are storehouse of great wisdom. Again, okay. Our saints aspire to the realization of the infinite. Our saints, you see, means holy people, those ancient sages, you see, they aspired, they wished or desired, wanted to become. The realization of the infinite means God Himself. See, actually, we came from God, we had to go back to God. Is it not so? Yes. So, Atma, Paramatma. Is it Nirvanam? That means we have to go back to the place we came from. We came from God, we have to go back to Him. That is our ultimate aim of life in this world. See, Atma means we are all, created by God. There is an element of God in each and every one of us. Aham Brahmasmi. In me there is an element of God. See, if you go to Sabarimalai, that 18 steps, 18 padi, when you climb and mount and reach on top, you find a board, Tattvamasi. That means that and thou. You are that. You are God. There is an element of God in you. Yes, you see, that is for the first time, propounded by Adi Shankara. You see, the great saint of Kerala, Kaladi, he is from. Okay, now his statues are there in almost all parts of India. You see, that idea is propounded by him. Yes. Okay. You see, where is it? Our saints aspire to the realization of the infinite. So our saints and sannyasis, they wanted to become one with God. That means moksha. Be able to reach God. Okay. Become one with God. That is why you go to Sabarimala, all sannyasis or swamis are calling each other swamis. You are becoming that level of becoming God, one with God. Okay, now. So realization of the infinite, that means the God Himself. We have inherited great spiritual values. We have inherited great spiritual values contrasted with which, if you compare it with the materialistic progress, that means economic and physical, material world, is the economic progress. Yes, progress of the West appears insignificant. If we compare our spiritual wisdom with the economic growth of the Western world, America for example, very rich they are, but no values. Family life is not there at all. Okay, na? Marrying, divorcing, then this, that, children in the early stage itself going the wrong way. No family background they have got. No spiritual values they have. Only money is there. Only money. Money alone won't be sufficient for life. So if you compare our spiritual wisdom with that of material progress of the Western world, appears insignificant, means unimportant. If you compare the spiritual wisdom of India with that of the Western world, the world of America, etc., that material wealth is nothing but insignificant, means quite unimportant. If you compare our spiritual wisdom of India with that of the material progress of the Western world, that progress is nothing but insignificant, means quite unimportant. So we have great heritage that we got from our forefathers, predecessors, spiritual wisdom. Our scriptures are storehouse of the spiritual wisdom. Let's move on because it's a pretty long lesson. The West has to learn a lot from India. The Western world has to learn a lot from India. But actually now things are reversing. We have to learn a lot of things from Western world. Things are reversing nowadays. Because once upon a time India was a land of non-violence, great ideals. You see? And now it has become a land of violence, ethnic clashes, religious conflicts, and Western countries are progressing. Is it not so? In sanitation, health care, and we are not progressing in such a way. Yes, we have reached the 21st century that we have not progressed up to the extent what we are supposed to. Okay, leave it now time to discuss that kind of things. So the West has to learn a lot from India. The Western world has to learn a lot from India. And it has now been realized that when people in United States and Europe are turning to Indian ways of life, even they, the richest countries of the world, Europe and America, are turning to Indian ways of life. Many rich people come from the West to visit, Sabarimalai or Tirupati. They find the religious life more peaceful, and happy than the material world with a lot of money around. What can you do with the money after all? Money is a means, no. Money is what money does. You have to do your things. It's only a medium. You cannot eat money now. A lot of currency, bundles of currency is there. If nothing to eat, you are in a room locked. A lot of bundles of currency is there around. What will you do with that money? No use. There will come a time when money has no value at all. Suppose we have to learn a lot of things from this corona menace. Why? Because when you suppose if you are in ICU, you have to pay a huge amount for that oxygen you are breathing. That also won't be sufficient. Then plasma therapy, if you have to undergo, then you find that all the earnings and all the achievements you have made in life by cheating others is of no use. You look back now. You look back, what have you achieved by material progress, by money, achieving money, amassing money? No use. There will come a time money has no value. Yes, now Americans and Europeans are learning lessons from us, India. India has to teach a lot of things. We have to teach them a lot of things in spiritual and that kind of wisdom. Okay. They are turning to Indian ways of life. Indian ways of life. We have a strong family values, social values. We respect each other. Aditi Devo Bhava. We respect our guest as Deva. Okay now. Yes, Madhur Devo Bhava. Pitur Devo Bhava. Acharya Devo Bhava. Is not so? Your mother is like God, not God. Same way. You see, if you cannot love your mother whom you can see, how can you love a God whom you have never seen? If you cannot love your father, even your neighbor, your brother, your neighbor is your brother. If you cannot love your brother, your neighbor, whom you see every day, how can you love a God whom you have never seen? So, love your neighbor as you love God or love yourself. That is why Madhu Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Aditi Devo Bhava. Okay, now you have to love. You have to find God in them, not directly in heaven. God is there in you, of course, in your brothers, sisters, and your neighbors. If you cannot find God in your brothers, sisters, and neighbors, you can never find God at all. Yes, remember the words: Madhur Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Aditi Devo Bhava. Yes, your neighbors, your friends, they're all incarnation of God itself. Anyhow, so the Europeans are turning towards India to learn lessons from us. Okay. Indian yogis and maharshis, musicians and spiritual leaders have all attracted them in a big way. Yes, so Indian yogis and maharshis, you see, they are attracted by these people. Americans or Europeans are attracted by Indian maharshis, etc. and etc. A significant move to project India's cultural unity. A move to project India's cultural unity has been the holding of festivals of India in various parts of the world to make the people understand our cultural unity. Is by holding festivals of India. So we can make the world understand about our cultural wisdom, our greatness by holding festivals of India in many parts of the world, in Europe, America, etc. etc. Yes, the West is fast inclining towards our spiritual values. They are trying to learn our spiritual values, in which include meditation. Means in a way, prarthana, praying. What is meditation? Going into our mind and finding, examination of conscience. Our manasakshi. See, our conscience we have to check. That's meditation. In a way, praying, silent prayer. Simply means silent prayer, but it means going back to oneself and recollecting the past and finding the mistakes and rectifying them. That is meditation. Meditation and contemplation. Again, same thing. Contemplation. Contemplating about our past and finding mistakes and rectifying them. In a way, prayer. Meditation and contemplation are prayers, but self-prayer silently done by going into oneself. So, our spiritual values include, what all things are there? Meditation and contemplation, charity and love, universal brotherhood. Yes, all these ideas are there, ideals are there. Universal brotherhood and fear of God. Piety means respect for God, for example, and unselfishness. Yes, piety. See, worshipping God and unselfishness that we are lacking nowadays in the modern world. Selfless, unselfishness. Basically, we are all selfish. So when you go to God and pray to Him and all, you feel that unselfishness in you. That you must be selfless, helping other people. Unselfishness, control of passions, and peace of mind. All these wonderful qualities and ideals are there. Okay, that the Western people are trying to learn from us. They are learning it us. See, the Western countries, in spite of all their material wealth, material growth, and advancement, they are learning lessons from us. Let us move to the next paragraph. Our cultural unity is further exemplified. You see? Explained by example. Can be seen through examples. Exemplified by the temples of South. Our cultural unity can be exemplified. Can be seen. Examples can be seen. Where can be seen? By the temples of South Indian temples. We can find examples of cultural unity in South Indian temples and Khajuraho, the caves of Ajanta and Ellora. Yes, these temples exemplify, express or explain through examples. They are the best examples of our cultural unity. India's cultural unity, they are the best examples. What are the examples? The temples of the South. South Indian temples are the best examples of cultural unity of India. Yes, the temples of South India exemplify the cultural unity of India. Yes, of India's proficiency in sculpture. See, proficiency means abundance. Huge amount, large amount. In sculpture, see the best examples of sculpture. You go to any temple, you see how it is made, how the statues are made there, sculptured. Yes, sculpture and architecture, art and architecture. You see, they are the best examples of the temples of India. Are the best examples of art and architecture. Our music has come to enjoy worldwide popularity. Our music, you see, especially Carnatic music. No, Carnatic music has nothing to do with the Karnataka. Carnatic music only means, the music of India which we developed, not the Western type of music. You see, that is Carnatic music. So that is nowadays, respected by the people all over the world. Yes. So our music has come to enjoy worldwide popularity. Our music, has achieved worldwide popularity nowadays. not like the Western music. Okay, now? Yes. Shastriya Ganam, yes. So, Indian classical music, like Indian dances, music, not only music but also dances, is built on the concept of ragas and talas. See, ragas and talas. See, Western music only sound is there, sound and fury, so much sound would be there with no meaning. But our music is based on ragas and talas. Each raga is regarded appropriate to a certain time of the day or the night. Each raga is appropriate to a certain time of the day or of the night. There are believed to be around 250 ragas in common use. Not one or two. Around 250 ragas are there. In the north as well as in the south. In the modern times, people like Ravi Shankar, you see, have taken Indian music to the west. See, great musicians like Ravi Shankar has taken Indian music to the Western world. Yes, and thus bridged the gap between. See, they have bridged the gap between the music of the East and the West. The great musicians like, Ravi Shankar, they have bridged the gap between Western music and Indian music. Let us move on to the next paragraph. Other significant features of India's cultural unity. Other significant features of India's cultural unity are the variety, color, and the emotional richness of its dances. Our dance, is significant of its variety, color, and emotional richness. The country abounds in tribal dances. So many types of dances are there. Tribal dance, Kashmiri dance, I told us, they have a different culture. Kashmiri dance is entirely different from our kinds of dance. Okay, tribal dances, old dances, as well as a classical dance of great virtuosity. Yes, classical dance, that's Carnatic music. Classical music, Carnatic music. Okay, now. So, in the same way, classical dance. Okay, great virtuosity means technical skill, technically perfect, not simply sound and fury, technically perfect. Yes, throughout India, dance is regarded as not merely as an accompaniment to social intercourse. It is not simply an accompaniment to social intercourse, interaction. It is a method to interact between people, but also as a mode of aesthetic expression. Means, science of beauty. Okay, now, expression of beauty. All art forms are expressions of beauty. Whether you watch a cinema, you listen to a music, see a beautiful painting, they're all expression of art. The artistic talent in you is expressed. That is a aesthetic expression. Aesthetic expression and spiritual realization. All forms of art is in a way aesthetic expression and in a way spiritual realization. Last but one paragraph. The great symbol of dance is Shiva. See, Shiva, the great symbol of dance. Okay. The cosmic dancer. He is a cosmic dancer. Okay, now. The king of, the emperor of all dance. You see? Nadaraja Shilpam. Have you seen it? The statue Nadaraja. He is known as Nadaraja. Nadanaraja. Okay, now. Yes. See, Bharatanatyam is there, no? You have heard of Bharatanatyam. What is it? Bharatam? Bhavaraga Thalam Bharatam. Bhavaraga Thalam. Even in Shiva himself, there is element of, feminine. See, Arthanarishwara Shilpam is there, no? So, male and feminine, feminine both are there. In that Arthanarishwara Shilpam, that concept. So, he in himself, carries both the elements. Okay, that is why he is a Nadana Raja. All dance actually originated from him. Yes, so no time to discuss. Okay. So, similarly, the classical theatre in India has a history of more than 2000 years. Classical theatre drama. It has a history of more than 2000 years. It was performed in palaces and in temples. It was performed previously. Now not there. in palaces and temples. The classical plays combined music and dance. Tragedy was and is still discouraged otherwise. But a tragedy means something that ends in sadness, okay, or sorrow. Is it tragedy and comedy? The range of themes covered is wide. So a vast range of themes are covered in that classical drama. So we are coming to the last paragraph. It is this strand of cultural unity, is this element of, this bond of, this chain of cultural unity running through the country that we are heir to. Heir means successors to. We are successors of this cultural unity that is uniting the people of India. This cultural unity we are successors to, by which we are united. People of India, all over all the states, all over India are united by this cultural unity. We are heirs to, we are successors to, and to which people in the West are increasingly turning now. The Western people are increasingly turning towards our cultural unity. It is up to the younger generation to uphold this torch of cultural unity. It is for you, the young generation, to uphold the cultural unity for the rest of the world to see. Yes, we have to uphold this cultural unity for the people of the West to see, for the people of Europe to see. We have to uphold our cultural unity for other people to see. Follow. We have to follow also. Uphold and follow. And emulate means imitate. You see? And not get dazed by, means surprised by, bewildered by the superficial prosperity. We should not be dazed by the superficial prosperity of or material prosperity of the Western world. We have a great cultural unity that we are successors of. We must uphold that. Don't go after the Western culture. I mean, earning money and living luxurious life, eat, drink and make merry because you know nothing of tomorrow. See, Omar Khayyam once told, eat, drink and make merry because you know nothing of tomorrow. We should not follow that. That's not our cultural heritage. We are inheritors of great cultural unity and wisdom, etc. We must uphold that, follow that and show it to the Western world and European world. Okay, and don't go after the superficial prosperity and material achievements of the West. Yes, we should not go after them, the superficial prosperity and material wealth. Where man has set foot on the moon. Yes, man has set foot on the moon. Is it not so? Yes. In his quest for a space travel, in his search for a space travel, he has stepped on the face of the moon, but finds himself isolated. But though he has achieved so much, he is isolated, he is alone, lonely in his own society and community. He is isolated. He lives like an island in his own society and in his own community. So we have great cultural wisdom. We are heirs to success of that cultural wisdom, and we must uphold that and show to the world what our cultural unity is, and we must follow that. We must not be dazed by, attracted by, enticed by the material wealth and progress of the Western world, but we must be upholding our cultural unity and great heritage. That is the lesson, unity in diversity in India. A wonderful lesson. There are many lessons to be learned. I wanted to say some more of these things, but our video will become pretty long, so I am winding up. I hope you have understood. In doubt remaining, please make your comments. I will answer to all your queries. Thank you for watching. Meet you with another one. Goodbye.